Hello, welcome to Pink Faluda. Today we're going to see how to make opera cake. Opera cake is basically an almond sponge cake with chocolate and coffee fillings and icing. But you can elevate it with other coffee or chocolate based things as well. In today's recipe, I'm going to make the following to make this wonderful opera cake. Almond sponge cake, coffee syrup, chocolate crisps, chocolate ganache, and coffee buttercream. First, let's make the almond sponge cake so that we will have enough time to make the other fillings while it is cooling down after baking. The ingredients needed to make the sponge cake are 140 grams of icing sugar, 140 grams of powdered almonds, 6 small eggs in room temperature, 6 small egg whites in room temperature. Don't throw the egg yolks away. We'll be needing those to make the coffee buttercream. 1/4 of a teaspoon salt, 30 grams of granulated sugar, 30 grams of flour, 20 grams of butter in room temperature. Today I'm using almond nuts to prepare almond powder, but if you have access to almond powder, you can use it. It's not going to be a fine powder like icing sugar when you're making it at home, but that's fine. After baking, everything will become smooth and soft. Take a large bowl and a sieve. The sieve I'm using today has slightly larger holes. This makes sifting the almond powder easy. First, sift the icing powder and then the almond powder into the bowl. Use a spoon if you need help sifting the almond powder. Mix this well and then add the 6 eggs and beat it well. When you are beating, start with a lower speed and then build up the speed. This way you can prevent the eggs from spluttering everywhere. This is the consistency of the batter. It should not be too runny or too thick. Now let's prepare the tray for baking. I'm using the trays that comes with the oven. The opera cake has more layers, therefore I'm making thin almond sponge cakes. The batter I'm making will fill up 1.5 of these large oven trays. Take one clean and dry baking tray and apply butter to it. Make sure that you cover the side areas as well. Then place the baking sheet on top of it. Apply a little butter across it as well. I'm wearing a small bag so that I don't have to wash my hands after buttering. But you can just apply butter without the bag. Now repeat the same to the second tray as well. Then keep the trays aside. Heat the oven in 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. While it is heating, you can make the rest of the batter. Put the egg whites into a large bowl and add salt to it. Beat this well till it becomes foamy. Then add granulated sugar little by little while beating. Keep on beating until it looks like whipped cream. When you scoop it up with a spoon, it should not fall. Now take the almond batter and mix it once with a spoon and then add the beaten egg whites little by little and mix well with a spoon. Mix it slowly and carefully so that you don't change texture of the batter. Once it is mixed well, immediately pour it to the baking trays. Pour a thin layer of batter and spread it with the back of the spoon. Keep both the trays into the oven and bake it for 9 to 10 minutes in 200 degrees Celsius. The tray in the bottom of the oven might take a minute or two more, because these oven trays cover the full area of the inside of the oven, and thus the top tray may allow less heat to reach the bottom tray. This is how the baked cake should be. We don't need the top layer to be fully brown. Once the sponge cakes are baked, take them from the oven and keep them aside to cool down. Once the cakes come to room temperature, it's time to separate them from the baking sheets. First, let's remove the small cake which we made in half of the size of the tray. Put that cake tray on top of the other cake tray. Then remove the top tray and start to separate the sheet from the cake. Be patient and remove it slowly from all the four edges. Once you separate the sheet, place the cake with the sheet back into its tray. Now, for the large cake, carefully put one hand under the baking sheet in the center, and with the help of the other hand, fold the cake into half. Now start removing the sheet on the top half, then unfold it and bring the other half on top and separate the sheet from that part of the cake. Now you can place all the three layers of the cake in one tray. You can see how thin and soft the sponge is. This sponge cake melts in your mouth when you eat it. I definitely think that you should have a small piece of it before you make the opera cake, just to have a little taste. In today's video, you learned how to make the soft, mouth-watering almond sponge cake. In my next video, you will learn how to make the things that you will need to make the rest of the opera cake layers. For more recipe videos like this, please subscribe, like and share. I'll see you with the remaining part of the opera cake recipe soon. Until then, take care.